Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about the history of Charlotte and its red light cameras. We're going to talk about the very first program, why the first program failed, and then we'll talk about where things stand today. Charlotte has an unusual history with these red light cameras because it was an early adopter, but then it shut the program down because of Carolina's constitutional rules governing fine revenue. Now in 2026, they're back. They were approved, so there will be another pilot that will start soon. The first try Charlotte had with these cameras went from about 1998 to 2006. Charlotte City Council approved its photo citation ordinance on January 12th of 1998, creating what became known as the Safe Light program. Charlotte says it was the first North Carolina municipality to operate such cameras, and early accounts described it as the first such electronic photo enforcement program in the Southeast. The concept was pretty straightforward. Cameras photographed vehicles and pre-selected intersections after the signal turned red. Rather than treating the violation as a conventional traffic stop, the city issued a civil citation. And private contractors provided much of the infrastructure, the administration, including installing the cameras, monitoring, processing the citations, and collecting the fees. Early results attracted attention. During the first 8 months, Charlotte issued about 17,000 citations in these monitored intersections. An account at the time reported that 38% of crashes that were caused by red light runners decreased. By 2003, the city staff was telling city council that the program had improved safety at intersections where red light running was a problem. But then they were shut down. Why? The decisive issue wasn't that automated enforcement itself had been declared illegal. It was where the money from the citations had to go. North Carolina's Constitution and subsequent court decisions required that 90% of certain civil penalty proceeds benefited public schools. Charlotte's original financing model instead used citation proceeds to pay the private contractor operating the system and cover the program expenses. In 2006, a court case involving High Point effectively made the model financially untenable. Charlotte's red light and speed camera programs together cost about 2.1 million to operate in the first full year that they were operational, and they generated just under 2.8 million. If 90% had to go to the schools, the city could not fund the program from citation revenue as originally designed. So Charlotte suspended the program. The financial aftermath lasted several years. In May of 2009, City Council considered and approved a payment of approximately 4.7 million in Safe Light and Safe Speed civil penalty proceeds for the benefit of Charlotte-Mecklenburg Board of Education. So for roughly 2 decades after 2006, Charlotte had no operating red light cameras. Cameras visible on or around traffic signals during that period were not necessarily citation cameras. Many of them are just for vehicle detection or traffic management instead. Now the legal landscape changes, and this is where we get closer to where things stand today. Although the problem never disappeared, Charlotte officials and traffic safety advocates periodically discussed restoring these automated cameras, particularly as red light running and pedestrian safety became larger components of the city's Vision Zero discussion. Then came an important event in 2024, a North Carolina Supreme Court decision concerning Greenville's red light camera program. The court upheld Greenville's arrangements, under which the municipality could recover program costs while the remaining proceeds benefited the schools. That ruling provided a much more workable legal and financial framework for municipalities interested in automated camera enforcement. So now we're in 2026. In the early part of the year, the camera situation returned to the political agenda after a fatal January collision involving a driver running a red light. Advocates again pressed the city to use automated enforcement, and Mayor Vi Lyles formally asked City Council Safety Committee in March to examine the idea of reinstating the program. The Safety Committee discussed it in April, and on May 11th, 2026, voted 4-0 to advance a city-funded proposal involving 10 cameras. Then, on June 22nd of 2026, Charlotte City Council approved a one-year pilot for automated red light enforcement program and revisions to the city's existing traffic camera ordinance. The revised structure calls for a $75 civil citation with an additional penalty of up to $100 for failing to pay, appeal, or otherwise respond to the citation. The city plans to spend approximately $600,000 on the pilot, and the cameras are expected to cover 10 high-injury intersections, and with the installations anticipated to start in early 2027, following some procurement and installation work that's required. So these intersections are going to be at Graham Street and Norris, University City Boulevard and I-85, Steel Creek Road and Westinghouse, North Tryon and University City Boulevard, Central Avenue and Sharon Amity, W.T. Harris and North Tryon, South Tryon and Arrowwood, South Boulevard and West Boulevard, Central Avenue and Kilbourne Drive, and then the last one on 36th Street and the Plaza. Now, let's listen to some Charlotteans' opinions about red light cameras. All right, morning, Craig. So you're not from Charlotte.
No.
Where are you from originally?
Pennsylvania.
What do you think about people driving in Charlotte?
It's always a fun experience.
Tell me more.
So I know about, I walk more than drive, but walking, red lights aren't really a thing. You know, a lot of, stoplights in South Boulevard. I used to live near the Atherton, and usually walking across there, you have to literally tiptoe your way across because you never know if someone's gonna blow it or not.
So you've noticed how people here don't stop for red lights?
No.
Right? Are you aware that Charlotte used to have a red light traffic camera program, and then they got rid of it, and now it's coming back?
Okay, I did not know. I knew it was coming back. I lived around like Delaware a little bit in Wilmington. There's like red light cameras everywhere.
Yeah, and what do you think about those?
I know like since they implemented it, like you get ticketed a lot more. Even if you go like through like a yellow light and stuff like that. If it's quick, you never know how quick the yellow light's gonna be. So I know, but I don't know. I think it'll be good. There'll be a lot of walking around here, so I think it's a lot more walking here than Wilmington. So, I think it'll be good.
So you think that you're not concerned about some of the issues that other people bring up, like the privacy concerns?
The flock stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the, do you know who the vendor is?
No, I don't know.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I know there is a privacy concern. I've seen a lot with the flock cameras and the other ones where it starts with red lights or something like that. Next thing you know, there's privacy. They're like tracking people down. It's not just red lights, so it's a good point.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Hi.
I've been here since I was 5 years old, so like 25, 26 years now.
And have you compared people's driving habits here in Charlotte to other people in other towns?
Yeah, from Maryland. My aunt's in Florida, so I've seen lots of different drivers. We drive down and up, so you see a lot of different types of drivers.
Have you noticed anything particular about how frequently people here run red lights?
There's lots of red light runners. There's lots of people who don't drive with lights on, especially like when it starts raining. I mean, just recently, like the other day, I almost shifted into the lane because I didn't see a gray car in the gray light when it was raining because they didn't have their lights on. So I was like, you know, I'm like, I know how to drive. I learned how to drive down here. There's just a lot of different transplants. You've got New York, Ohio, you get Florida, Virginia, you get everybody from everywhere. Just sometimes the driving doesn't translate well from state to state.
How do you feel about the city of Charlotte installing cameras to detect people running red lights?
You know, I've heard red light cameras can actually do more harm than good because they cause people to panic and slamming on brakes, which causes more damage than just running the red light would have done. I've heard stories of people who they wait 2 seconds before the light, after the lights change, before they go into the intersection to avoid those red light runners. So my mom always taught me to drive defensively. So to always, watch what's your surroundings and not just assume everybody's looking out for you. So I just have a different approach to driving, I guess, in that sense because of my mom. So I don't think cameras are necessarily the best solution. The best solution to stop people from running red lights and driving recklessly is just more of a consequence presence, more ticketing and stuff like that.
And were you aware at all that Charlotte is bringing back some lights starting soon?
I was not aware of that. I did see recently maybe something on Facebook about the flock cameras, which I know are different, but I had not heard anything about bringing back the red light cameras.
Yeah, so there was a set of cameras a long time ago, then they got shut down, and now they're coming back. So they're only going to pilot about 10 or so in strategic points around the city, but they're going to try them again.
As long as people don't get hurt because of the cameras, because you want everybody to drive safely because of you're in the car too, and other drivers can impact your safety. But we also I don't want people to be so scared of the consequences with a camera that they end up hurting other people, slamming on their brakes, accelerating really, really, really fast unnecessarily through intersections, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, where are you from?
My name is Dan. I live in Winston right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And?
And my name's Liz, and I live in South End here right now.
Do you drive around Charlotte at all?
All the time. I drive to work.
What do you think?
I think there are some crazy drivers on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, tell us more about that.
I feel like I've been in situations. I've moved here a year ago, and since I've been here for a year, it's been multiple times I've feared for my safety on the road.
Okay.
Yes.
Such as?
One time I was driving, and I was 100% certain the person in front of me was drunk, and he was veering left and right. He was driving on the grass, so I just kept my distance. But we were on the same road for a while. Somebody cut us off yesterday.
Yeah, some guy cut us off going on to 277.
Yeah.
And he swerved over 2 lanes to get in front of us.
Yeah.
And we were getting over to get off the South Boulevard exit. And yeah, that was bad. That was a bad move. That could have hurt us.
Yeah, for sure.
How does it compare to your hometown?
Well, I'm originally from New Jersey, and there's really bad traffic in New Jersey, at least in the metropolitan areas near New York and near Philadelphia. I'd say Charlotte's pretty comparable just because there's so many people commuting to and from the neighborhoods. Driving through there, driving on 77 and 85, when you get close to the city is awful. But anything in the surrounding areas is kind of fine.
Do you have cameras that detect people running red lights up in your area?
I'm not sure. Maybe it might have been implemented recently, but I really don't know.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge.
And did you know that at one point Charlotte had them and then they went away and now
No.
they're coming back?
Why'd they go away?
Because of accounting. There was the way that they were collecting the fees and the revenue that was generating. Some of it was going to go to pay the contractor, and then some of it the city wanted to keep for itself. But apparently the fund that was going to use to collect them wasn't the right one. So somebody filed a lawsuit and they shut them down. But this time they fixed the accounting, so now they're going to try again.
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
Do you think they're effective? Do you think they're a good idea?
I think it's a good idea. I've seen people run red lights.
I just feel like running red lights isn't like the big issue though.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
and I do
that-
think sometimes you just have to
Yeah.
You just have
off
to.
off the record.
Sometimes you do have to like go through a red light.
Okay.
And I
That
wouldn't
was a
camera
joke.
there.
Yeah.
But I'm from New York City originally,
Okay,
so this is
okay.
my first experience driving in a city. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if there's like a don't turn on red sign and you don't see it and you take a turn on red and it's fine, like I don't want a camera taking a picture of my car and sending me like a $100 check because people do that all the time. But I mean, if you're blatantly running a red, like speeding as well, like then yeah, sure you
Yeah.
should be punished. But
Agreed.
I don't know.
Like I feel like
There's-
if it's yellow and then last minute it turns red, I don't know, and
Yeah.
you're halfway
I
halfway
think
down the
there's a-
road.
yeah, as long as you're in the intersection when it's still yellow.
That's
Yeah.
that's what
But
I'm
when
saying.
it's- When it's red and you're just still
Yeah.
passing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unacceptable. Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
You make that
Agreed.
distinction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any privacy concerns about these cameras taking pictures?
Yeah, I mean, is it so much like the flock cameras things that
You're
are
the
going
third
around?
person to
Yeah.
mention those, and I don't know what they are. Tell me.
I don't know much about it either. I just heard like online that they made they're just kind of like surveillance sort of cameras that like cities can put up to help with like I think traffic, but also they collect and store data based on faces that they see and stuff. So it just has people concerned about like they don't want their information being like in some weird database where they can be the police can be like notified if they do something wrong. It's scary.
I also feel like they're already scanning our license plates, for our insurance and stuff. So I don't know. I do think people could stand to drive a little bit better here, but again, I don't know if it's red lights that would be the
Yeah.
real issue.
I think that the issue that brought them back into focus was a pedestrian, who was crossing somewhere around here, not too far from South End, and was killed.
Oh,
Jeez.
okay.
Yeah. So maybe there really is a need. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, you guys have been great. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
All right.
Appreciate